We're always happy to have Reverend Robert come and speak to us. He's such a light, and I've known him for so long over at Harmony Grove, and he's always been there shining the light and playing the music at camp openings and all the activities up there. He's on the board up there, and it's just a gentle spirit. Just always feel protected when he's around. So this morning, it's my privilege to introduce him. Reverend Robert grew up in Ohio, where table tipping was a daily occurrence and UFOs were frequently seen in the sky. Music has always been part of his life and coming from his family, and continues as a singer and songwriter, musician. He's currently playing with 2 bands. He was ordained at Grace Spiritualist Center in Encinitas, and Reverend Robert is on the board of Harmony Grove and a trustee on the board at First Spiritualist Church. And like I said, he just has a wonderful way of portraying things in life that we need to pay a little bit more attention to sometimes. Oh, let's welcome warmly, please, Reverend Robert Anderson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As Reverend Gene Holmes used to say, who is that person?
Yeah, you did.
I think you had to have a driver. I don't think you were old enough to drive when you went to the grove. I'm honored to be here. I need to know that with family, as always. I always feel at home at this church. Thank you for the beautiful healing. I'm sure people tell you, but this whole healing process is just amazing. I hadn't had a lot of sleep, but all of a sudden, my friend walks in, she's boogalooing. We were just talking about it. If you want to know what a boogaloo is,
That's great.
But it's okay, I'm going to piggyback a little bit. Can you turn that nice music on again? That you were just on. I'll just let it play for just. That's good. Thank you. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go back into this state for a little while. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to become a child. And you play the music. Just get quiet. So, in this moment, in this place, I remember I'm watching fear all the way from you. There's only love. There's only love. Love that sets us free. There's only love. said when I lost my way. When I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit simply say, there's only love. There's only love. Love that sets us free. There's only love. That is only love. So you're a child, and you're doing something you really love. Pay attention to what's going on around you. Maybe you're riding a big wheel. Remember how the sound of the plastic wheel was on concrete? And what time of year is it? What's it smell like? Is it cold? Is it warm? Are you on the East Coast? Are you on the West Coast? Are you in the Midwest? Do you hear an ice cream truck? Remember that? Remember the sound they made? That sound of the bell. Are you in the country? Maybe you hear a tractor. The sound of whippoorwills. The sound of wind going through pine trees. Screen door slamming. This time of year you would hear what we would call June bugs. They would snap up against the screen. Usually they were wooden that I can hold. Is there a radio playing? What's it playing? What song? What's your favorite song on that radio? Maybe you're in a school play. You're back up on that stage. You have your loved ones out there watching you, cheering you on. You're terrified. If you're a guy, you may be building those Lincoln logs that your mom used to pick up with a vacuum cleaner. If you don't pick those up with a vacuum cleaner. If you're a girl, maybe a Barbie. If you're younger, maybe a video game. Maybe your favorite pet shows up. Dog, cat, horse comes up. I'm giving suggestions to put you in that state. And I will keep you in that state for the rest of this time. But remember, you're the director. These are just suggestions. You're the writer. You're the actor. You're the composer. You're the camera person. Maybe an angel is helping you, or a guide, or a past loved one. Much like the band Fogelberg song. It's very beautiful. My dad was like that. He's a fiddle player, so I could kind of hear him playing along in the background. So thank those guys and the guys that are around you. It's so important to be thankful. And I want you to keep that feeling. I want you to keep that feeling for the rest of the day. And I want you to look into another person's eyes and share that joy, because it's contagious. Maybe it'll bring something out in them. So one thing we do in this work is question. That's why we're here. We don't take things at face value. And like that little one on a big wheel. You question, you say why, right? And we're still doing it. And we explore the options. And we get into things a little more deeply. Why did we pick our parents? What contracts do we have with the soul? We have questions. Finances, job, family, health, relationships. Sometimes we rebel against our parents. We rebelled against everything in the 60s, right? Was ready to shake things up. Yeah, he was ready. They're trying to protect us. We don't realize it. And the spirit world tries to do that too, if we let them. One thing that happens eventually is we learn to take responsibility for our actions. Kicking and screaming. So we don't incur this thing called karma. Or we can call it time out. Right? Any mothers out there? If we don't, we try it again in this thing called reincarnation. Right? Until we raise our vibratory levels, then we can do what our guides do for others. And not a lot of us know that. And the Earth's vibratory level is changing also. We feel it. Sometimes we get into a rut. Do you know what a rut is? It's a grave with the ends kicked out. Right? It's like, I like that saying, worry. Worry is like paying a debt you don't owe. You know? So this is where we can rescript. If we don't like it, we can change it. Remember, you're the director, you're the writer. We can rescript it. We can even change the time. Because Einstein taught us about that. It's all relative, right? And they coexist. Sometimes when you get in that rut, you've heard stories about Jesus in the desert, spending time figuring it out. You know. Johnny Cash went into the cave. You know, his fame, everything came too fast. He decided to end it. So he went into a cave to end it. And that's where he re-scripted. He wasn't ready to. And he figured it out. And sometimes you have to crawl on your knees. You know? Sometimes you don't have a camera, sometimes you don't have a guide. And, you know that story about footsteps in the sand, right? They're always there. And they all have one purpose: to help us grow. You can't interfere. That's not how it's done. You can't interfere. So a lot of that's up to us, responsibility, right? Part of getting to a higher vibratory level. It's all lessons so we can do what they do. Sometimes we resist change. and it persists for a reason. But we don't always understand and appreciate it. Sometimes it teaches us to take away our power, to take our power back. And I think that's one of the primary lessons of the youth is to learn how to take our power back. Because we're presented with these situations to where you have to confront it. So recently it was more of it. We honored our loved ones, our vets. Men and women who served. And heroes who died in wars started many times over border disputes and all wounding that could have been restricted. Many of us are old soldiers who came back to be light workers, to learn unconditional love. No judgment, no right or wrong. One thing we can do when we're stuck in that rut to find our way out is to ask for forgiveness. It's that simple. It's that simple. You got to forgive yourself too. A lot of people say, I can't forgive them. Look what they did to me. Yeah. Had a friend, sheriff. And he told me this story. Cold. He was in a hostage situation downtown San Diego. SWAT teams outside. His buddy's inside. He's been shot. Person that's shot him is in there with him. Door's locked. He thinks he's going to die. And he's not religious. And he says, he started praying. He said, what can I do? Jesus comes in. And he says, forgive him. Just forgive him. And he goes over, the guy that shot him, opens the door, and come in. He's saved. And now that person is doing inspirational speaking all over the country, telling his story. So, you have to be clear with the universe. You got to make lists. You got to set a time. Your angels and your guides are always with you. But you have to make it really clear, and you have to be honest, and you have to speak from your heart. Tom Petty has my same birthday and the same year. And he quoted one time, I like this quote. He said, if you believe the singer, you believe the song.
Mm-hmm.
So make your song clear and honest and from the heart. Because we're all just walking each other home. So keep that feeling with you. Pass it on. Thank you for letting me serve. God bless.